Hi there, my name is Justin Hibbert. I'm the host of the Why Catholic podcast. On the night that Jesus was betrayed, he took bread and very famously broke it and gave it to his disciples and said, "Take and eat, for this is my body broken for you. As often as you eat of it, do it in remembrance of me." And then he took the cup and he said, "This is the cup of the new covenant in my blood, poured out for you. As often as you drink of it, do it in remembrance of me." But have you ever stopped to ask the question, what does Jesus mean by do this in remembrance of me? You see, I think a lot of times we inject our own Western ideas of remembrance into the story. And for us, remembering is very cognitive and maybe somewhat emotional. But I think about like September 11th and what does it mean to never forget 9/11? Well, for me, it's thinking about where I was on September 11th, 2001, and maybe watching some news clips and some videos and a documentary and reliving those feelings in some way, or maybe even going to a memorial service. But when we inject our own Western idea, we miss out on the profundity of this Jewish understanding of remembering that's so different from our own culture and experiences. And the clue here is that Jesus is celebrating a Passover Seder. You see, what's so interesting about a Passover Seder, if you ever have the chance to go, you'll notice that they don't use they and them pronouns. They don't talk about when our ancestors were slaves in Egypt. No, it's very much first person. It's when I was a slave in Egypt, when I was oppressed by the Egyptians, when God redeemed us with an outstretched arm. You see, the whole idea of this liturgy, of this ritual, is that you enter into the story. You don't just think about it. You don't just remember it cognitively. No, it's about entering into the story. I love the way that Leon Wesseltier puts it. He is an observant Jewish man and a longtime editor of the New Republic magazine. He says it this way: "In the age of tradition, the past was present. It was one of the primary purposes of Jewish ritual and liturgy to abolish time, to make Jews divided by history into contemporaries and those divided by geography into neighbors. In this way, the many communities of Judaism were unified into a single people, and the experiences of many Jews into a single story." You see, it's this idea that the Seder becomes, in a sense, a portal by which we enter into the story, and it unites Jews who are spread out all over the world into a single community, but also we become contemporaries with our ancestors. It's so unique and so beautiful. And, a great illustration of this is if you ever have the chance to go to the Holocaust Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., it is unlike any other museum I've ever been into, because it's not just looking at exhibits, but rather you're entering into the story. And the reason it's so haunting isn't just because of the content, the subject matter, but also because the people that set it up are really bringing this understanding of the Jewish understanding of remembering into this museum. So you take on an identity and you walk through the timeline as though you are actually living it. This is so important to understand when it comes to understanding communion and understanding why Catholics do what we do for communion. Because the Mass isn't just this cognitive memorial. It's not this, let's take a moment to pause and think about what Jesus did for us. No. It's entering into the story. And the liturgy, the ritual, the Mass itself is that portal, that mechanism by which we do that. Those of you who are into fantasy would love this stuff because we believe that Mass is, in a sense, it's bending time and space. Because we believe that Mass, in a sense, is bending time and space, and we're entering into the eternal story. It's why we believe that the Eucharist, the bread, the consecrated bread and wine, is far more than just a symbol. Our Protestant brethren sometimes accuse us of re-sacrificing Jesus, and that's absurd. Jesus' death was once and for all. It was a moment in history. There is no need to re-sacrifice Jesus. I mean, it's sort of like if we were to accuse the curators of the Holocaust Smithsonian of recreating different Holocausts. No, it's absurd. But rather, it is that mechanism, that portal by which we enter into the eternal moment of Christ's sacrifice on the cross. It's for this reason we say that there is only one Mass. Yes, I know Mass is going on all over the world, but really there is only one Mass. Mass is the present moment that we're experiencing in the Mass. It's also the Lord's Supper. It is also the crucifixion, and it's also the marriage supper of the Lamb. And so when we celebrate the Mass, not only does it unite Christians from all over the world, but it unites us with all the people that have come before us, and as well as Jesus Christ, our Savior. I've got some more episodes on this very topic in my podcast, Why Catholic? Take a listen. Thanks for watching. God bless you.